On this special episode of System Integrators Weekly, we're going to talk about Nvidia's new super cards that are coming out, and we're going to talk about how I'm going to help you, help me, help you find a pre-built PC in 2024. All that and more on this episode of SI Weekly.
Let's go, nerds!
By the way, guys, sorry if the audio is a bit weird for this episode. I didn't unmute this in OBS. I unmuted it here, and that's my fault. But I have a good microphone on the camera, so hopefully that caught it. Anyway.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bray Thorne. Welcome to SI Weekly. And this is going to be a different episode because I'm not going to make PC recommendations when you've got Nvidia releasing GPUs or announcing GPUs in like a week and releasing them in the same month, this month. But aside from that, Happy New Year. It's 2024. 2023 came and went really fast. I feel like that every year, increasingly every year, but it's really strong this time. It just flew by. But regardless, if you've been paying attention, I started streaming again recently, and that is actually going to be bearing fruit that you guys might not have anticipated, but we will go over that. That's actually the main part of this episode. But we're also going to talk about the new cards that are being announced, some leaks that have come out over it, and you've probably already heard about them, but I'm going to talk about how they affect you guys and the system integrator industry at large, and because that's whatever affects that industry affects people who are buying those things. So let's get into that after I let you know this video is sponsored by VIP CDK Deals.
The best place to go when you want to get yourself an OEM Windows license to get rid of that annoying watermark and unlock all the customization Windows has to offer. So instead of paying well over $100 for a retail version of Windows, you can get an OEM key for a fraction of the price. Plus, you can use my code BRAY25 to get a nice fat discount off of the already discounted price. Keep in mind that this is an OEM key that gets attached to this system and cannot be used with another one or if you change your hardware. Make sure you get the right key for your operating system. For more information on how to use CDK Deals, click the link in the description saying here's how it works, and I'll walk you through the whole thing. Thank you, CDK Deals, for continuing to support the channel.
Now, a few disclaimers, though they're not as relevant in this video. This video is being recorded for January 1st, 2024. Any pricing and availability that you see here, that we're not going to see much, is subject to change. If you're watching this video way down the line, it's actually fine because I'm not looking at specific pricing and availability right now. We're actually talking about something really important that's going to be relevant like forever. The next one is you're going to hear opinions, and those opinions are mine, and I have worked a long time to form them over the last like 25 years working with PCs, whether I'm building them, fixing them, whatever. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. And even working in the IT industry for a very long time. So if you have differing opinions, that's totally fine. Share them politely in the comments below or in the Discord where we have a tech discussion forum there, tech discussion channel, I should say. The next one is this is not financial advice that I'm giving you. Even when someone says, hey, during my streams, hey, I have this budget, these are my needs, and this is what I'm going to use it for and all that. And I say, well, this one would be good. It's not me telling you, go buy that thing. It's saying, if this could be good for what you're doing, it's up to you. But that's what these videos are about. Getting you guys familiar with this stuff, getting you educated on what's out there and what might work for different use cases, things like that, comparing technologies. So you can take that information and make an educated decision. The last thing is, for those of you who are on the fence about going pre-built versus DIY, I've been a long-time supporter of pre-built PCs as an excellent way to get into DIY. But if you're feeling confident enough to jump into DIY, you can save extra money going that way. That's no mystery, it's no surprise. You're not ending up paying for things like extra, warranty being added on top, someone else building the PC for you, and all of that. So if you are leaning towards going DIY, don't let me dissuade you. You can totally do that, and that's awesome. That's my background. But if you're not feeling like going DIY and you want pre-built, you're in the right place. You're the person I'm here to help, and I look forward to doing so. Now, the first thing I want to talk about are the leaks that have emerged for the upcoming cards that are going to be announced and then launched by Nvidia. They're going to be announced on, I believe, the 8th of January which is like day 0 for CES, the day before CES really starts. NVIDIA likes to do their things then. Now, the source we're going to be looking at, there are several places where this information is, but the main one I've heard of is videocards.com. They already leaked some stuff earlier, but this is a little bit more concrete. Although keep in mind, this is not official messaging from NVIDIA. Basically, they have information stating that MSI is preparing 12 GeForce RTX 40 Super cards. And if you're not familiar with these, this is something that NVIDIA has done since pretty much like the 20 series cards and 16 series cards, you know, like 1660 Super, 2070 Super, things like that. And it's generally a late generation refresh that will be an upgrade as well. Usually you have a TI card or a Super card, and in this case they're just doing a TI Super for the 4070, and it's just I don't like it. It sounds dumb, but whatever. If it's going to be beneficial, then fine. If it's not, then I'll complain. But this goes over the whole list of 12 GPUs that are coming out that MSI is preparing to bring out, and it's really cool because literally half of these are a white version, which I'm going to say, as someone who has spec'd out PCs for a lot of people, like on PC Part Picker or system integrator sites or whatever, the more of those, the better, because a lot of people over the last few years have really gotten into that aesthetic, and it's always hard to find a good GPU for that. MSI makes really solid GPUs. This right here, I feel, is the most important one here, because this right here tells us where each of these new GPUs is going to stand. There's various levels of efficacy to this super upgrade. And what I mean by that is if you look at the 4070 to the 4070 Super, it's a solid upgrade, okay? The CUDA core upgrade is substantial here. But if you look at the 4080 Super, it's not as substantial, like percentage-wise, okay? The same amount of VRAM, same power usage, but it's really just a little uptick in performance here. I mean, we're talking about maybe 5% more CUDA cores here. That's just a number I'm throwing out there, but just at a glance of what it looks like. That's not a lot. But if you look in the middle here, this is interesting. There's nearly 1,000 more CUDA cores here on the RTX 4070 Ti Super versus the RTX 4070 Ti. And that's good. That's not bad. You know, it's not as much of an increase as you're getting from the 4070 to the 4070 Super, but there's a huge bump, a 33% bump in VRAM here, going from 12 gigabytes of GDDR6X to 16 gigabytes, which is the same that as a 4080 and 4080 Super have, with the same power draw. So the only one of these that is bringing in an increase in power draw or max wattage here is going to be the 4070 Super, because that is actually a big bump in CUDA cores there. There's some speculation about pricing here. It doesn't sound speculative. They sound very confident. But I'm really hoping that this is not going to be the actual price here for the 4080 Super. $1,461, that's just right by the 4090, which is going to be a huge leap over the 4080 Super. They're basically pricing that card out of relevancy, though the 4090 is really hard to get right now. The 4070 Ti Super is only like $80 less than the MSRP of the 4080. I mean, the problem here is that NVIDIA has kind of painted themselves into a corner price-wise. And this is all overpriced. This is all massively overpriced. What I was hoping for, in my naivete, was that they would put in the super cards at the current price of the cards that they are supplanting there, and that those cards that are still in the market would be dropping in price. But why would NVIDIA do that? Pro-consumer stuff is not really in NVIDIA's wheelhouse. I hate to say it, but they've demonstrated it many times. The thing is that the mid and budget range for NVIDIA has been really weak, relatively speaking, compared to, say, AMD Radeon cards. And I mean, NVIDIA is they're not competitive. They're not competitive in that market, and they're sort of ignoring it. And that's most people, if you look back, there's still a huge percentage of people in the Steam survey are still using a 1060. The 60 card is like a really popular one. Well, here's the thing. They're releasing this 3050 card that has a dip in VRAM down to 6 gigabytes. And everyone's like, oh, that sucks, that's terrible. I'm like, I see why they're doing it. they're probably going to be releasing a 4050. And it's not going to have much better performance than the 3050 as it was. Okay, it's a pretty solid 1080p gaming card, and the prices have gone down on those. However, with the dip in VRAM, what they're going to be able to do, okay? Y'all ain't sneaky, Nvidia. It's not sneaky. It's not that devious, okay? Imagine how much better that chart's going to be for the 4050 when they're like, look at how much better performance this has than the 3050, 6 gigabyte. What was that last part? No, nothing. I just had a throat thing that makes me say 6 gigabyte sometimes. It's just a weird thing. It's fine. It's okay. It's just a thing. I mean, they're basically doing that to reduce interest in the 3050 to increase interest in the 4050. We're going to move on past that, and I will mention this really important fact right here. Both Mr. Cuddles and I are going to be up there in Las Vegas for CES. So I might even be able to attend this magical keynote. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We all kind of know how those Nvidia keynotes have been going recently. It should be an exciting time. But yeah, we're going to be in Las Vegas. We're going to get there the day before this happens. So I'm flying up there on the 7th. So that's going to change up the content for next week. And you guys need to keep that in mind. We'll try to upload stuff while we're there. We're going to try to do that. We're going to try to team up on things and see how we can get that going. So anyway, let's move on to one of my favorite things that I've done so far. Up until the first couple months of 2023, I have been doing streams on Twitch where I would help people one-on-one to find the right PC, something that seemed right for their budget, their needs, and other varying factors. There were about 9 questions they had to answer in order for me to even consider helping them out, because it's just so many things that make you unique as a buyer. Those ended, and when I moved, and then while I was trying to catch up with content over the year, I just never picked them back up. The only streams I would do were like unboxing and testing streams, build streams, things like that. Well, in midway through December, I started them back up, and that I did about 4 streams, I think, 3 or 4 streams, and it went awesome. Now, the big change between how I used to do them and how I do them now is courtesy of Google Forms. This is what it looks like right here. You have I call it PC matchmaking. You know, it's basically what I'm doing. And you'll give me your Twitch or YouTube handle, not what platform you're on, your handle there, your the name that will show up in chat. And then you'll let me know whether you're thinking of making your purchase within a week, within a month, or more than a month from now, in which case I just suggest that you wait and get a recommendation when you're ready, because things change pretty quickly in this industry. Ask what country you live in, okay? And what your maximum budget is for the PC. Now, these seem like not very granular. It's $500 increments up to $4,000, where it's just like $4,000 or more, right? But there's a reason for that, and you'll see why. Do you live near a micro center, which does make a very big difference in how I approach helping someone out. This is asking if you wanted to get it pre-built, or you want a parts list, or you're just doing an upgrade. After making your purchase, how long you're willing to wait, yada yada. What is the purpose? This one's important right here because you select all of the ones that apply to you. And then what monitor resolution do you have or plan on having? This is a huge thing. This question right here has historically been a huge problem for me. You guys have no idea how many people want me to choose what their PC is gonna look like. I don't care. You should care. But there's people like, I don't care what color it is. I don't care. What should I buy? What do I buy? Like, I don't know, because like it's a huge difference. You have to look at it. Whatever. I've ranted about this so many times on stream, and there have been people who have like, I've told them, and they're still like, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, but I don't care. Just flip a coin. And if you want a different color, you just choose other. Do you need Wi-Fi in your system? And I tell you how that works. If your Wi-Fi router is not close to your setup, select yes. For competitive gaming or streaming applications, a hardline Ethernet connection is strongly recommended. Yes, no, I don't know. And are you interested in getting your PC from a specific company? If so, please list below. And there's been a lot of crazy answers from this too, where people are like, well, what does the question say? I don't care. Let me tell my life story here. You don't have to do that. Now, how is that going to revolutionize the way that I help you guys? And I'm not just talking about on those streams, I'm talking about right here too. Well, I'm glad you asked that, because what I get from you when you answer those, and I say so when you're filling out the form, I'm like, I will never share this. I will never sell your information to anyone, do anything like that. I don't even collect email addresses. That's an option with this, with Google. I don't do that. What I actually want are two things. One's going to help me help you better. The other one is just going to directly help you guys. Okay? So one thing that I get when you guys fill out the forms is this right here. And let me tell you, it is beautiful. What Google Forms will spit out is this. Under responses, it shows everyone's responses and gives me percentages. So what this tells me is that about a quarter of you guys are like ready to buy when you come and get help from me. Like that's within a week. 25% of y'all so far have been wanting it pretty soon. But 3/4 of you guys are you're not quite ready this very moment. It's within a month. But there is a small percentage, 1.7%. One person has said more than a month and they're not ready for it yet. So that just means don't even submit the form. Just come on back when you're closer to being ready to purchase, because whatever I recommend to you now might not be the best thing in 2-3 months. This tells me kind of like my YouTube analytics, where most of you guys are from, okay? And then look at how much this breaks down. 15% of you so far have had a budget of $4,000 or more. That's more than most people would think. This is about what I would imagine right here. A lot of people come in with about $1,500, some with $2,000, but like I would figure a lot more people would be in the budget range, but it's only been 6.7%. How many people live near a Micro Center? A lot of people don't. Pre-built or DIY? Well, most people, of course, when they come to me, they want pre-built. But there's been a good chunk of people who want a parts list, and that's fun. Most people are willing to get their PCs within a full month. Some people want it within 1 week, and that's usually going to be something like a ready-to-ship system. And then some people are in the middle of that. Now, this to me is awesome to see. This right here. What is the purpose of your PC? So this is when people would go in, this is when you would go in and you'd click all the ones that apply to you. And of course, 96.7% of people said gaming. Some people really do want a PC just for 3D design or just, you know, doing meetings and homework and stuff. Like that's fine. But of course, most people want to do some gaming on their PC. But look at this. Nearly 50% of respondents wanted to stream. And I've been saying this. I've been saying this to like certain streaming companies. I've talked to some people from Elgato and a few other companies that do streaming products. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like, because of course I don't get advertisers or sponsorships from those companies. But I should be covering that stuff too, because literally half of you want to stream. That's extrapolating from 60 people who have answered. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch. But that is exactly what I expected, because I see those answers as they come in and I'm like telling them, like, no, a lot of people who are getting into PCs want to at least dabble with streaming. And that's awesome, guys. I'm so psyched that so many of you want to share your gaming experiences like that. And look at this, nearly the same amount want to do content creation and video editing. Like the only thing I'll use your information for, not your information, but the information you submit, is to help us make better content for you, to help you out better. This is when someone says, help me help you. That's exactly what this looks like right here. Then resolutions people want to play at, 1440p, of course, being the strongest one. That is the most popular one right now, and it's definitely growing. But yeah, if you find yourself answering any of these things as an I don't know, take 5 to 10 minutes to go and figure some of that out, just to familiarize yourself with the information, because it's going to affect your purchasing decisions. And now look at this right here. Do you want black or white color scheme for your PC? You have to choose, I say. And there's black, white, and then there's other for any other color. Some people got that. They put orange if possible, orange or black, red, you know. But the number of people who are like, doesn't matter, I don't care, either, any color, that's not how that works. If it's in all caps, you should probably pay attention.
And of course, there's a very specific request here for indigo, violet, gold. That sounds awesome. Now, I haven't helped every single person yet who has submitted something, so I haven't seen all of this yet. Do you need Wi-Fi? There were 4 people who said, I don't know. Those 4 people should go and just look up Wi-Fi, or just ask a couple friends maybe about it, or just watch a couple videos on YouTube about Wi-Fi. I would usually default to putting in a motherboard that has it already, because then you have Bluetooth as well. But regardless, it's something that I'm used to asking. But anyway, this is the one where I just ask if there's a specific company that you're interested in. If not, you don't have to answer anything. Some people did say anyway, but you don't have to put a no, but that's okay. Nah, no, okay, that's fine. Now, what happens is, how can I sort through it like this? Well, this is the second thing that I get when you fill out that form. I get this. That's right. I get this entire spreadsheet here. And this has made it very, very easy for me to, find certain people, find their information. Your information doesn't go away if I can't help you out during a certain stream. And whenever I do finish helping someone out, what I've been doing, I guess I didn't do it for the first one. Oops. But so that I can go back and I can click on this if I don't remember what I recommended to somebody. Now, what is especially helpful about that? Well, I'll show you. So this is a product of me essentially copying over the ones that I've helped out. As you can see, I've helped out about 23 people over the 3 or 4 streams that I've done so far. 22 people, actually. Not too bad. But you are actually going to be getting access to this list. I've removed the name, which most people don't put their real names in there. You're supposed to put your YouTube or Twitch handle, so I know who you are in chat. What I aim to do is to make a database where you can go through it, see what matches your budget and what you're going to need, the resolution you game at, all of those things. If you find one that matches what you want, you can go see the build. You can see the parts I recommended, the sort of the build that I put together. And because there are timestamps on these, you can actually see when I recommended it. If it was a really long time ago, some information may be deprecated at some point and I'll remove it. But if it was a really long time ago, maybe look for more up-to-date information. But you'll be able to use this list where there's zero personal information in this. So as time goes on, we'll have hundreds of recommendations from various different system integrators, and most of them will have coupon codes for. Like, where can you go wrong? This is going to end up being, over time, a massive database of recommendations that I have made to people just like you. How cool is that? So, if you like that idea, by the time this video comes out, I'm releasing this on New Year's Day. So by the time this video comes out, it might be New Year's Day or it might be the 2nd, okay? But I am going to be streaming on the 2nd, on Tuesday. So if you're on the list already, and there are plenty of people on this list that haven't been helped out yet, okay? If you're on the list already, be sure to be there, okay? And if you join up just for the first time on Tuesday, if there are 4, 5, or 6 people that are already signed into this, who already have their names in the hat, right? It's not necessarily likely that I'll help you out during that stream, but you can fill out your information, watch the process. And let me tell you about that. The process, it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm considering going in and adding links with timestamps to the particular part of the VOD where I helped that person out. And you can see my logic in action for the person that has similar budget and needs as you. How much better does it get than that? Okay. This is super cool. Because there are new GPUs coming out, that's going to be the main purpose of this video, just to tell you guys that and go through the process of that. There are some crazy things happening for 2024. A lot of these things are going to be solidified at CES. So I can't really talk about anything yet. And even after that, I probably won't be able to talk about it too much. But just, if you guys like my content, you're going to feast in 2024. Okay. It's going to be content that's not just like flavor of the week, system integrator pre-built stuff, but content that you will be able to look back to for years to come as helpful content. That's my goal. And of course, if you know somebody who needs help finding a pre-built, you know where to send them. I'm sure that there's other content creators who can give good advice when it comes to pre-builts, but I focus on that. That's what pretty much all of my content is. So I like to think that I'm a good recommendation when it comes to something like that. And so if you feel that way, feel free to share a video of mine that you thought might be helpful to a friend of yours or family member that's looking for a pre-built, or send them to my channel, send them to my stream, and they'll get one-on-one help. And then think about that. You don't even have to be the one that gives them a recommendation. But if you do have some tech questions, on the 2nd, our tech questions forum will be reopening after the holiday. All of our volunteer techies have gotten a nice little vacation, and very well deserved on their part. But they'll be back in action. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have a lot of questions. So be patient with them. You are getting free help, and you're getting good help. You know about the triangle, right? You can get it. It can be free, or it can be cheap/free, fast, or good. Pick two. Just give them time and be patient. All right. This is going to be an amazing year, and I hope you want to join me. Come along for the ride. It's going to be awesome. So again, content's going to be weird next week because we're going to be at CES. Like, we're going to be in Vegas all week long. We're leaving Sunday and coming back like Saturday. Yeah, we're going to be there all week long. So, but we'll try to get you some updates and information from CES as things occur. And you can expect more content from CES after the fact. If there's specific things you're curious about CES, because it is one of the biggest events in the tech industry, many industries, let me know in the comments. If there's any kind of content specifically that you're interested in from CES, covered by yours truly, let me know. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back streaming on Tuesday and Thursday, even though I'm going crazy this week trying to prepare for stuff. There may be other pieces of content that come out before CES, but until then, take care.